Have you ever felt like you just aren't smart enough? Maybe you look at other people and think, wow, they have it all figured out. You see them succeeding and a little voice inside your head starts to whisper doubts. It tells you that you don't measure up, that you missed out on the genius gene. This feeling is incredibly common, more common than you could ever imagine. It's a heavy weight to carry, this belief that you're lacking in intelligence. It can hold you back from chasing your dreams, speaking up in meetings, or even trying something new and exciting that you've always wanted to do. This feeling is a powerful illusion, and it's time we shattered it. The truth is, this feeling of not being smart enough is often just a story we tell ourselves. It's a story that gets reinforced by so many things around us. Maybe it was a bad grade in school that stuck with you, a teacher, a parent, even a friend. Society has a very narrow definition of what it means to be smart.
See, in life, you can go through life, you can come up with reasons or you can come up with results. You can come up with excuses or you can come up with achievements. You can go through life blaming or you can come up with solutions. The choice is in your hands, satisfaction or despair.
We can choose that. And subscribe.
You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the f*** after it every daggone day.
It's very, very simple to get what you want. But it's not easy. It's your job to make yourself do the crap you don't want to do so you can be everything that you're supposed to be.
Welcome to Steps.
And you're so damn busy waiting to feel like it.
Please.
And you're never going to.
Comment,
ever.
And subscribe.
No one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off.
Welcome to
Everybody
Steps
wants to prize,
to
but
be
nobody loves the
successful
process.
video.
Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to be a champion. Everybody wants to hold up the trophy and say, man, I did it, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to do it. I love the process.
We're often taught that intelligence is about getting straight A's, having a fancy degree, or knowing the answers to trivia questions. If you don't fit neatly into that specific box, it's easy to start believing you're simply not intelligent. But that's a myth. A complete fabrication that has limited so many amazing people. Think about it for a moment. How many times has that inner critic stopped you in your tracks? You have a brilliant idea, but before you can even explore it, the voice chimes in. Who are you to do that? You're not smart enough. You want to apply for a promotion, they'll pick someone with more experience, someone smarter. This self-doubt isn't just a harmless thought, it's a dream killer. It builds invisible walls around your potential, keeping you trapped in a smaller version of your life. It convinces you to play it safe, to stay where you are comfortable, even if you are deeply unhappy there. Breaking free starts with questioning that voice. The first step to unlocking the genius that already exists inside you is recognizing that our traditional measures of intelligence are flawed. They're incomplete and fail to capture the vast, beautiful spectrum of human cognitive abilities. Your worth and your intelligence are not determined by a test score or a job title. They are defined by so much more. This essay is going to be your guide. We're going to explore the real signs of intelligence, the ones you probably possess, but never gave yourself credit for. It's time to stop underestimating yourself. It's time to discover just how brilliant you truly are, right here, right now. So what does it actually mean to be a genius? Let's throw out the old dusty definition. Being a genius isn't about having an IQ of 160. Or memorizing an entire encyclopedia. That's a caricature, a cartoon version of intelligence that we see in movies. Real-world intelligence is far more dynamic, nuanced, and interesting than that. It's not a single fixed trait that you either have or you don't. Think of intelligence as a collection of different skills and abilities. It's about how you navigate the world, how you solve problems, how you connect with others, how you learn and adapt to new situations. It's messy, it's practical, it shows up in countless different ways. True intelligence often operates quietly, behind the scenes. Emotional intelligence, the friend who always knows the right thing to say when you're upset. Practical intelligence, The person who can fix anything around the house with a bit of duct tape and creativity. Creative intelligence. The artist who sees beauty in the mundane and creates something that moves you. These are not trivial skills. They are powerful forms of genius our society consistently overlooks. We've been so focused on book smarts that we've forgotten to celebrate other ways people are brilliant. This narrow view does more than make people feel bad. It prevents us from seeing and nurturing our unique gifts. When you believe there's only one way to be smart, you stop looking for your own strengths. You might be a phenomenal listener, understanding feelings beneath the words. That's a superpower. You might have an incredible sense of direction, or a knack for organizing chaotic spaces. That is a form of genius. These abilities are not just nice to have. They are legitimate, valuable forms of intelligence that help you succeed in life in very real ways. Next, we'll dive into 13 specific signs of intelligence that you've likely never considered before. These aren't abstract theories. They are tangible, everyday traits that show a powerful mind at work. We'll show what each sign looks like in real life and why it matters. This isn't about comparing yourself to Einstein. It's about learning to see yourself more clearly. Give yourself permission to acknowledge the unique ways your mind works. And celebrate the genius that's been there all along, waiting for you to notice it. This journey we are about to embark on is one of self-discovery. It's about peeling back the layers of self-doubt and societal expectations. Reveal the core of your capabilities. Think of this as an instruction manual for your own mind, helping you identify parts you never knew existed. The goal is not to just read a list and say, "Oh, that's nice." The goal is to actively look for these signs within yourself. It requires you to be open, honest, and, most importantly, kind to yourself. You will start noticing how you think, how you feel, how you act, things you once dismissed as flaws. Recognizing your intelligence is the first crucial step, but it doesn't stop there. Identify a strength. Begin to cultivate it. Like a muscle, intellectual abilities get stronger with use. For each of the 13 signs, we'll give you practical, simple steps to develop them. This is about empowerment, moving from passive self-doubt to active, personal growth. You can become more intelligent, capable, and confident, starting with small, consistent daily actions. Imagine your life if you truly believed in your intelligence. How would your decisions change? What risks would you take? What new projects would you start? Stop wasting energy doubting. Free up mental and emotional resources. Redirect that energy toward learning, creating, connecting, and building the life you want. This isn't just feel good. Recognizing your genius has real-world consequences. It impacts your career, relationships, happiness, and overall fulfillment. It is the key to unlocking your full potential. So, are you ready? Ready to challenge old stories and write a new one? A story where you are the hero, full of untapped potential and hidden strengths. Let's begin this exploration together. Pay attention to the words on the page and the feelings and thoughts that arise. This is your invitation to see yourself in a new light. The next part of your life starts with the next page. Let's turn it now and discover the first signs of the genius you've been hiding. Your journey starts now. The first sign of hidden genius is one you might easily mistake for being distracted or unfocused. It's curiosity. Are you the kind of person who constantly asks, why? Do you find yourself falling down internet rabbit holes, starting with a simple search for a recipe, ending up 2 hours later reading about the history of ancient seafaring? Do you love learning new things, just for the sake of knowing them? This insatiable desire to understand the world around you is not a character flaw. It is a powerful engine of intelligence. Curious minds are active minds. They are constantly seeking new information. They make connections. They build a richer, more detailed mental map of the world. It's a fundamental driver of discovery and innovation. Think about it. Every great invention and every major scientific breakthrough started with a simple question. Someone looked at what everyone took for granted and asked, why is it like that? What if we did this differently? Your curiosity is the spark that ignites learning. It pushes you beyond surface understanding and encourages you to explore complex systems. People who are highly intelligent don't just accept information at face value. They poke it. They question it. They want to understand it from the inside out. This hunger for knowledge keeps your brain agile, engaged, and growing stronger throughout life. Now, this next sign might surprise you because it often feels like a negative trait. The sign is self-awareness, specifically the tendency to be highly self-critical. Do you often replay conversations in your head, thinking about what you could have said differently? Are you acutely aware of your own weaknesses and shortcomings? While this can certainly lead to anxiety if it's not managed, this ability for critical self-reflection is actually a hallmark of higher intelligence. It's known as metacognition, or thinking about your thinking. It shows that you have the capacity to step outside of yourself and evaluate your own performance. Evaluate your thoughts. Evaluate your actions objectively. This is an incredibly sophisticated mental skill. People who are less intelligent often suffer from something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is a cognitive bias where people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. They are, in a sense, too incompetent to even recognize their own incompetence. On the other hand, highly intelligent people are often acutely aware of the vastness of what they don't know. They understand the limits of their own knowledge and skills, which makes them more cautious, more thoughtful, and better learners. Your inner critic, while sometimes harsh, is evidence that you are not blindly overconfident. It shows you have the wisdom to see the gaps in your own understanding. You can recognize this trait in yourself if you are constantly striving to improve. You're not satisfied with good enough. You see your mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities to learn and grow. Perhaps after finishing a project, your first thought isn't to celebrate, but to analyze what you could do better next time. You might ask for feedback from others because you genuinely want to know your blind spots. This doesn't mean you're insecure, it means you're committed to growth. You understand that true mastery is a journey, not a destination, and you are humble enough to recognize that there is always more to learn and new ways to improve your skills. The third sign of hidden genius is your ability to be adaptable. How do you react when things don't go according to plan? When you face an unexpected obstacle or a sudden change in your environment, do you freeze and panic, or do you find a way to pivot and adjust? Intelligence is not about having all the answers or sticking rigidly to a single strategy. True intelligence is about flexibility. It's the ability to thrive in changing conditions, to let go of what isn't working, and to find new solutions when the old ones fail. Life is unpredictable. Those who adapt to its twists and turns ultimately succeed. This mental flexibility is a profound form of problem solving. Think of water. It can be soft and gentle, but it can also be powerful enough to carve through solid rock. It doesn't fight obstacles, it flows around them. Adaptable people are like water. They don't waste energy resisting change. Instead, they accept the new reality and immediately look for opportunities. The fourth sign of a brilliant mind is a genuine, deep-seated love of learning. This goes beyond the curiosity we talked about earlier. Curiosity is the spark, but a love of learning is the enduring fire that keeps you going. This isn't about loving school or chasing degrees to hang on your wall. It's about the pure joy you get from acquiring new knowledge or mastering a new skill. Learning to play the guitar, figuring out how to code, understanding a historical event. You see learning not as a chore that ends when you graduate, but as a lifelong fulfilling activity. This passion for knowledge is a powerful indicator of a highly active and capable intellect. Intelligent people understand that learning is the key to growth and relevance in a constantly changing world. They don't just learn things they have to know for a job. They actively seek out knowledge for its own sake. They are often voracious readers. Fiction, non-fiction, biographies, articles that expand their understanding. They might spend their weekends taking a workshop, watching educational videos, practicing a new language. For them, the process of learning is its own reward. The feeling of a new concept finally clicking or successfully applying a new skill brings a unique and profound sense of satisfaction that they actively chase. The fifth sign of hidden intelligence is having a good memory, but perhaps not in the way you think. This isn't about memorizing lists or reciting poems. The more useful sign is a strong working memory and the ability to recall connections, context, and details. Do you surprise your friends by remembering an offhand comment from months ago? Do you recall specific story details or the emotional tone of an event? This shows your brain stores and retrieves random pieces efficiently. Organizing experience in a highly structured way. A strong memory builds a rich, interconnected web of knowledge. Remembered details give you raw material for creativity and problem solving. You might recall an idea from a book you read years ago and see it apply to a problem at work, or remember the steps a friend took and use them as a guide. Your memory is the database for patterns, predictions, and novel ideas. It's the foundation of wisdom. The sixth, and perhaps one of the most crucial signs of high intelligence, is genuine open-mindedness. This is the willingness to actively seek out and fairly consider ideas, perspectives, and evidence that challenge your own existing beliefs. It is the opposite of being dogmatic or stuck in your ways. An open-minded person doesn't just tolerate different viewpoints, they are actively curious about them. They operate from a place of intellectual humility, understanding that their own perspective is limited and that there is always something to be learned from others. This quality is incredibly rare, and it is a superpower for learning, growth, and effective problem-solving in a complex world. Being truly open-minded is difficult because our brains are naturally wired to protect our existing beliefs. Through something called confirmation bias, we instinctively look for and favor information that confirms what we already think is true, and we dismiss or ignore information that contradicts it. It takes a significant amount of mental effort and self-awareness to override this default setting. Intelligent people are more likely to be able to do this. They can separate their ego from their ideas. They understand that being wrong isn't a personal failure. It's an opportunity to get closer to the truth. Here is a sign of intelligence that is often disguised as just being fun, a great sense of humor. Do people tell you that you're witty? Are you quick with a clever comeback? Are you quick with a playful pun? Do you have a knack for seeing the absurdity in everyday situations? Do you make others laugh? This isn't just a personality quirk. It's a sign of a fast, agile mind. Creating humor requires a high level of cognitive processing. To make a joke, your brain has to quickly analyze a situation, see it from an unexpected angle, understand your audience's perspective, and then deliver a punchline with perfect timing. It's a complex mental exercise that happens in a split second. Think about what goes into a genuinely funny comment. It involves pattern recognition. It involves language skills. It involves social intelligence. You have to understand the normal, expected pattern of a conversation or event, then find a way to subvert it in a surprising yet coherent way. This is especially true for more sophisticated forms of humor like satire and irony. It requires you to hold multiple layers of meaning in your mind at once. What is being said and what is actually being meant. People who can produce this kind of humor, and people who can appreciate it, demonstrate a high capacity for abstract thought and strong mental flexibility, key components of overall intelligence. The ninth sign of a brilliant mind is the ability to understand complex and abstract ideas. Do you find yourself drawn to deep conversations about big topics like philosophy, science, human nature? Are you able to follow the plot of a complicated movie or understand the intricate rules of a new board game faster than most people? This ability to synthesize and make sense of complicated information is a direct measure of your cognitive horsepower. It shows that your brain is capable of managing a large amount of data, identifying underlying patterns and principles, and constructing a coherent mental model of how something works. This skill is at the very core of what we traditionally think of as intelligence. Many people shy away from complexity. It can feel overwhelming or intimidating. But for a highly intelligent person, complexity is a challenge that is often intrinsically rewarding. They enjoy the mental exercise of untangling a knotty problem or grasping a multifaceted theory. This doesn't mean you have to be an expert in quantum physics. It could manifest as being the person who can read a dense legal document and summarize the key points for everyone else. Or perhaps you're the one who can explain a difficult concept to a friend or child by using a simple analogy. This act of translation, taking something complex and making it simple, is one of the highest forms of understanding. The 10th sign of hidden genius is one of the most underrated and powerful: emotional control. This has nothing to do with suppressing your feelings or pretending you don't have them. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Emotional control, or emotional regulation, is the ability to recognize what you are feeling, understand why you are feeling it, and then choose how you respond instead of just reacting instinctively. It is a form of discipline that sits at the intersection of self-awareness, wisdom. People who possess this skill can remain calm in a crisis, think clearly under pressure, navigate difficult conversations without letting their emotions hijack their behavior. This is a profound form of intelligence. Think about a moment when you were incredibly angry or anxious. How well could you think? For most people, strong emotions cloud judgment and lead to impulsive decisions that we often regret later. This is because our primitive emotional brain, the amygdala, can override our rational thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex. A person with high emotional intelligence has built a stronger connection between these two parts of the brain. They can feel the surge of anger or fear, but they don't let it take the driver's seat. They can take a breath, pause, and access their rational mind to make a more deliberate and constructive choice. The 11th sign of a powerful intellect is a tendency to question authority and challenge existing rules. This isn't about being a troublemaker for the sake of it. It's about having a mind that doesn't blindly accept things just because that's the way it's always been done. If you often find yourself asking why a certain rule exists, or if you believe a system could be made more fair or efficient, you are exhibiting a healthy and productive form of skepticism. This trait indicates that you think for yourself. You possess an internal sense of logic and justice, and you use it to evaluate the world around you rather than simply conforming without question. It is the mindset of an innovator, not a follower. Intelligent people are often driven by a need to understand the underlying principles behind a rule or a command. They aren't satisfied with surface-level explanations. They want to know the rationale. This can sometimes be perceived as being difficult or insubordinate, especially in rigid environments like school or traditional workplaces. However, this questioning nature is what leads to progress. Every major social reform and every disruptive technological innovation began with someone brave enough to look at the status quo and say, "This doesn't make sense. There has to be a better way." The 12th sign of genius is one that is often separated from traditional intelligence, but is deeply intertwined with it: creativity. Are you someone who loves to draw, write, play music, or find new ways to express yourself? Maybe your creativity shows up in more practical ways, coming up with unique solutions at work, being a fantastic cook who never follows a recipe, or having a knack for decorating your home in a distinctive way. Creativity is not just for artists. It is the act of bringing something new and valuable into existence. It is a form of applied imagination, and honestly, it is one of the highest expressions of human intellect, requiring divergent thinking and the ability to make novel connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. Creative intelligence involves seeing the world differently. It's about looking at the same things everyone else sees but thinking something different. A creative person can see possibilities where others see only limitations. They are comfortable with ambiguity and are not afraid to experiment and make mistakes. This process of trial and error is fundamental to artistic creation and scientific discovery. Your ability to generate new ideas, to think outside the established boxes, and to approach challenges with a fresh perspective is a powerful cognitive skill. It allows you to innovate, adapt, and find solutions that are not found in any textbook. The final sign of hidden genius is perhaps the most critical for achieving any meaningful success in life: perseverance. This is the grit and determination to stick with something, even when it's difficult, boring, or frustrating. Do you have a history of finishing the hard projects you start? When you encounter a major setback, do you feel a renewed sense of resolve to overcome it? This tenacity is not just stubbornness. It is a form of practical intelligence. It demonstrates an understanding that anything worthwhile takes time and effort. It shows that you have the mental fortitude to delay gratification and push through discomfort in pursuit of a long-term goal. Intelligent people often understand that failure is not an event, but a process. It is a necessary part of learning and growth. While many people give up at the first sign of difficulty, those with perseverance see obstacles as challenges to be solved, not as stop signs. They have the resilience to get knocked down, learn from the experience, and get back up again, a little bit smarter, and a little bit stronger. This quality, as described by psychologist Angela Duckworth, is grit, and it is often a more powerful predictor of success than raw talent or IQ. It is the engine that turns potential into actual achievement. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to take a deep breath and really let this sink in. You are smarter than you think. You've spent so much of your life believing a story that simply isn't true. A story that told you intelligence was a narrow, fixed thing. A story that made you doubt your capabilities and shrink your ambitions. Today we have torn that story to shreds. We have replaced it with a truer one. Intelligence is a vast, multifaceted diamond, each surface reflecting light. It's time to stop looking at others and start seeing yourself. You have seen the 13 signs, the quiet curiosity that sends you down rabbit holes of learning, the inner critic that pushes you to be better, the adaptability that helps you navigate life's storms, the deep love of learning, the sharp memory for details, the open-mindedness that allows you to grow, the quick wit that makes others laugh, the ability to grasp complex ideas, the emotional control that keeps you steady, the courage to question the status quo, the creativity to build something new, the perseverance to see it all through. You do not need to possess every single one of these signs. Even recognizing just a few of them is a powerful, life-changing revelation. Your unique combination of these traits is what makes up your personal brand of genius. Maybe you are not a mathematical wizard, but you have the profound emotional intelligence to unite a fractured team. Perhaps you can't memorize historical dates, but you have the creative genius to invent a solution that no one else could even imagine. Stop comparing your specific strengths to someone else's. That is like a fish judging itself on its ability to climb a tree. It's a pointless and painful exercise. Your intelligence is valid. Your strengths are valuable. Your way of thinking is exactly what the world needs. It's time to own it, without apology. The next time that voice of self-doubt starts whispering in your ear, I want you to have a new response ready. I want you to think back to this list. Remember the time you stayed calm in a crisis, or the time your curiosity led you to an amazing discovery, or the time you persevered when everyone else gave up. These are not small things. These are the moments that define your intellect and your character. They are the proof. You have the evidence now. You are not smart enough. You are smart in ways you are only just beginning to understand. Embrace your unique profile of intelligence. Celebrate it. It is the greatest gift you have. Recognizing your hidden genius is a monumental first step. It is the moment you finally turn on the lights in a room you've been navigating in the dark for years. But it is not the final destination. This discovery is not an endpoint. It is a starting line, an invitation to begin a new, more conscious relationship with your own mind. Now that you know what your strengths are, you have the power to consciously cultivate them. You can intentionally seek out challenges that will sharpen your adaptability. You can deliberately feed your curiosity. You can practice emotional regulation until it becomes second nature. Your intelligence is not a static object. It is a living, breathing part of you that will grow stronger with attention and effort. This is a lifelong journey of personal evolution. There will be days when you feel like a genius, when ideas flow effortlessly and you feel completely in sync with your abilities. There will also be days when you feel stuck, when self-doubt creeps back in, and you forget everything you've learned. That is okay. That is part of the process. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. It is about being a little bit more aware today than you were yesterday. It is about choosing to believe in your potential, especially on the days when it feels the hardest. Each small step you take to understand and develop your mind is a victory. Every single one counts. I want you to make a commitment to yourself right here, right now. A commitment to stop downplaying your intelligence. A commitment to start giving yourself credit for your unique gifts. A commitment to stay curious, to keep learning, and to never stop growing. You have so much untapped potential waiting just beneath the surface. You have ideas that need to be shared, problems that you are uniquely equipped to solve, a brilliance that deserves to be seen. Don't let another day go by hiding your light. The world needs your specific brand of genius. Your family needs it. Your community needs it. And most importantly, you need it. So, what is your next step? What is one thing you will do today after reading this to honor your intelligence? Will you buy that book you've been curious about? Will you sign up for that class? Will you finally start that creative project you've been dreaming of? Or will you simply look in the mirror and say, I am smart, I am capable. Whatever it is, do it. Take that first small concrete action. That is how the journey begins. That is how you turn this newfound awareness into a new reality. Go on. Your future self is waiting. They are counting on you. And I believe in you.
The secret to unlocking real success lies within the wisdom you already possess. The time is now. Take the smallest possible action today. The first step is yours to take. Remember, if you want things in your life to change, you've got to make an adjustment in your mindset of change things in your life, another to get the result you want.
Hey, self. Adjust my frequency to ignite my energy as you...
Your wish is my command.